Hey guys, hey Facebook world. If you're popping on live, say hi. If you see this after the replay, say hi. Just want to see who's on this video that I'm going to talk about one window on today. So just to introduce myself, my name is Mike James. I'm a life coach and creator of the Secrets of a Life Coach audio series available on iTunes and Amazon. I'm a professional storyteller. I love stories because I think there's so much information in the world, and stories are a unique and creative way that we can actually learn something versus just getting more information thrown at us. So I like to pop on these lives and just tell a story. Again, if you're here, I can't really see who's popping in, but feel free to say hi. I'm glad you're here, so thank you for coming. I wanted to share with you guys today, I'm just going to call the story One Window. And it's about a client that I worked with a couple of years ago. And let me tell you about this client. This client was a new mother for the third time. So she had 3 kids, and she was a stay-at-home parent. Her husband was the one that went off to work, made the money, took care of the business side of things, so she could be a stay-at-home mom. That was their agreement. Okay? When she came to me, the big goal she had for herself was that she really, really wanted to be more organized. And part of that organization meant she really, really wanted to clean the windows of her house. She really wanted to clean these windows. Hey, Joe, what's up? Hey, Sergio, sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. Good to see you guys. So this woman, her big goal was to clean the windows. That was something that would make her feel accomplished. Okay? I want to tell you about her day. This woman would wake up in the morning, fix breakfast for her husband, and get him sent off to work. And then she would fix breakfast for her 3 kids, and after that, clean up after breakfast, get them in the baths, throw in a load of laundry, and get other house stuff done. That by the time she was done doing all the morning things, she had to prepare lunch. So she'd start to work on lunch and get that stuff taken care of. Then she'd have to clean up after lunch and put the kids down for a nap. She really, really wanted to clean these windows, okay? But you can't clean windows while your kids are napping. They have windows in their room, and if that required going outside, she had to be near her kids while they were sleeping in case something happened or they woke up. And then, of course, after they woke up from their nap, she has to keep them entertained. And it was time to start dinner, whether that included going to the grocery store, mixing things, getting the ingredients for stuff, baking things, all the dinner things. Then her husband came home, they ate dinner, they got their kids' homework done, or at least she did, and she spent a little time with her husband and went to bed. So for 2 or 3 weeks, she would come to these calls and let me know that she had not cleaned those windows yet. And each time me being a coach, I figure out, what's getting in the way? What could you say no to in order to get these windows? They sound really important to you. But she still couldn't do it. So one day on this call, when she came to the call, I think, again, the 3rd or 4th call, when she didn't get to the windows, after I asked her about that, I said, what would it look like for you to just clean one window each day? Guess what happened? She burst out crying. It never dawned on her to give herself permission to just clean one window each day. And if we clean one window each day, guess what happens after 12 windows? After 12 days, all the windows would be clean. I want to ask you, just to ask yourself, what are those big things that you really want to accomplish, but they look so huge that it seems just monumental, like something huge to take on that you never end up getting to? If it's building a business, just send one email. Set up one lunch. Make a call to set up the LLC. Jump on a Facebook Live just once. to see what happens? What if it's losing weight or exercising? I was recently talking to a gentleman. Our client-coach relationship just ended a couple weeks ago, and he spent weeks coming to this call. He really, really wanted to exercise, to get on his treadmill for 20 to 30 minutes a day. Every time he'd come to the call, he'd tell me he couldn't do it. Try to figure out what gets in the way, and he just said, I just have to do it, but he still would not. Kind of like my one window woman, I asked him, what would it look like to jump on the treadmill for 5 minutes each day? He had a typical response. We all have our own excuses, but he had told me that, he's like, well, I'd heard 20 to 30 minutes is best. Okay. Well, would 5 minutes be better than yesterday? And he started laughing. And he knew what that answer was. And I wanted to point out, much like those 12 windows that end up being cleaned after 12 days, if he worked out for 5 minutes every day, just got on his treadmill and went for a walk for 5 minutes a day for 6 days a week, that's a half hour a week. He would have worked out 26 hours in the year. It all adds up. All of it. We look at these tasks as this huge thing, but if you break them down in little pieces, they're much more doable. If you are looking to start an art project, just put the paintbrush to the canvas. Go buy the drawing set. If you're thinking about house projects, clean one shelf of that closet. Vacuum one room. That's all you need to do. And eventually, what you're looking to be done will just be done. And you hadn't stressed over it, you didn't kill yourself over it. It might have been hard to do that one, but you realize it was accomplishable. I think of meditation. A lot of people think, oh, I can't meditate for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, half hour a day. Don't. Can you do it for 2 or 3? My strong advice, and I had to take this for myself, as a person who is not technical at all, I don't think I have a great voice. I had no idea where to start when recording these albums. I am 3 albums later, finished with them. That my one piece of advice would just don't try to pull the baby out while it's still a fetus. Or just relax if you're 9 months pregnant with something and just let it happen. You can only do what you could do. So be easy and soft on yourself. One window at a time. And all the windows would be clean. And when all the windows are clean, the amount of clarity you can see out those windows and back in is absolutely amazing. So again, I like to pop on here and tell stories, hoping that they are inspirational and transformational. And if you're interested in more stories, I've got a YouTube channel called Mike James Stories and an Instagram channel, Mike James Stories, that will provide more inspiration for transformation, that will empower the busy, restless, and stuck with fresh choices. That's all we have, are choices. And sometimes we can't see them when we put all of them in front of us and can't figure out which one to turn to or which one to do next, even if it just takes one. And on Mike James Stories on the YouTube channel, you could hear clips of my cinematic stories, along with a brief description, and then the opportunity to buy the albums in the links within the descriptions. Or if you're interested in the albums themselves, go to Mike James Now, and that is my website. There's little iTunes and Amazon links and buttons you can click on to find these cinematic stories that will definitely help you. And I'm hearing amazing things about how they're transforming people's thought processes into different action for the things that they want. What will you do with your one window today? What in your life is your one window? I wish you all the best. Clean that one window. Other stuff will pop up, and you can slowly start to attack those too, if they feel necessary. So thank you for popping on. Again, I'm on Mike James Stories on Instagram and YouTube, and then Mike James Now for the albums. The albums are also on YouTube as well. There's links in there as well. But if you appreciate these stories, I'll keep popping on because they're so important. That's how we identify with each other. Storytelling keeps us evolving and identifying with each other versus just, again, more information. Information is great, but its stories are where they're at. And again, you can listen to them one story at a time. Thank you for popping on here today. I appreciate you. Again, if you came on, say hi. I'd love to see who was actually on here. And thanks for your time. Have a great Wednesday.